I'll just quickly tell you, just quickly, you know, like yesterday after that, it was so nice because I finished off a few things, and then I'll just tell you the nitty-gritty things of the fun part. I got like one of my closest friends, she came by, she surprised me. I didn't expect anything, really, I don't, but it was so nice and so sweet. And then like a couple, you know, obviously with my friends and family and blah blah blah. But my main thing was when I went to the yoga studio, and like, oh my God, it was so nice. I was, you know, wishing me and all that, but they sang for me in both classes. And we did handstands, and they had to sing me happy birthday on their handstand. It was the cutest thing. It's very challenging, but they did it. And that's effort here. That's freaking effort. That shows effort, so much effort. And yeah. So they were feeling quite good about that. They felt like they were quite challenged too. So it was nice. It was really nice. Yeah. That's it, you know. That's all. That's it. It was fun. It was real fun. I have a great word today. You can hear it in my, I don't know. You can hear it, I guess. It's so cool. I was like, wow, this is so cool. So you want to hear my word for the day? Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
Okay. So my word for the day is rise above. Rise above. And I'll give you a little thing about that. Because, okay, like, you know, the eagle flies high in altitude, yeah. But when he wants to kill and get his prey, he goes down, right? And like, let's just say it's a snake. So he gets the snake, but he doesn't fight on the ground. He rises up into the sky, high, yeah. And then he drops it. But when he drops it, the snake is usually very powerful and dangerous on the ground, right? But when he's in the sky, he's defeated. He can't. He's already defeated. And so he falls. And when he falls, that's when the eagle, you know, gets his prey. And why I say that is that when you let go and let God, when you rise up, you don't fight your battles on the ground. You allow yourself to rise above it. And you allow it to rise above it, and you let God take over. You know, super conscious, high, up. So that's my word for the day, is rise above. You know, you got to know what battles to fight. And yeah. And it means a lot to me that I was hesitant to talk about it because it's a thing that I've always believed in, the eagle, you know, to soar against the wind, and just it soars alone. The eagle flies alone, you know. So eagle has played a very big part in my life, but today even more so, because I get to share it. So it just brings more meaning to it, you know, and it's very powerful for me. So rise above is my word.
Great word.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And a really interesting explanation. So I'm trying to picture everything, and it's
right,
yeah,
right,
it's
Moscow.
really cool.
I know. I'm so happy about that, because I was trying to put it in a way that I know how visual you are and how you're going to bring it out into your imagination. But isn't it powerful where you rise? He takes it up into the sky, yeah. And the snake is a dangerous thing on the ground. You know, you don't play with a snake. But when he's up there in the sky and he drops it, it's defeated. It's already defeated. He has no power. He's not dangerous. Yeah. And then when he hits the floor, that's it. It's done. It's done deal. And all he did was to rise above. He did what he, and you have this thing is choose your battles, choose your battles. Yeah. And to me, because you got to choose your battles, but most importantly, the whole thing there is let go, let God. That's it. Because this is what's super conscious. This is when you rise above as a creator. You rise above all the nonsense, the nonsense. It's just nonsense. This is all nonsense, really, honestly. Because when you really going into higher realms, it's everything drops off. Everything, all the weight drops off.
So even like in the metaphor, and I pointed out because it's so prevalent. I notice it prevalent in society. Is that everything? Let's just say, even the metaphor has a version of fighting in it. So can we rise above the fight? Can we rise above the winning? Can we rise above? And it's like, as humans, yes, we do.
Yes.
So, but it like when we rise above, there's no need to compete.
Yeah. No, that's so true. Yes.
That's breaking through love. So my word for the day is gathering. Gathering is my word, to gather.
I love that. Love that. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, and the other thing I like about your share, Nikki, is celebrating without expectation.
Oh God, that's it. Boom.
Because
I
can tell a little bit of a story.
Yeah, that's it.
Probably like, I don't know, maybe 15 years. So it was my birthday, and then like my girlfriend at the time, like she takes me to the restaurant, and I'm like, what would you like to do? And she asked me the same, right? And I'm like, I don't know, probably just chill. I didn't feel like doing anything, and I didn't feel anything from her that she was preparing for something. So I had no expectation really. And I was just like, well, I'll just celebrate with my girlfriend and then it'll be all good, right? It's just another day.
Yeah.
So as soon as I go home, like there's about 30 people waiting for me in my small apartment in the basement. So, and I'm a joker. I love like making laugh.
Yeah.
And then and I don't know why I kind of felt something, but I didn't think it was that at all. Right. And there's a thing, in French, we speak où c'est caché. So where is the beef, kind of, but c'est caché, it's where are you hiding? So so anyway, so like, and then like people were trying not to laugh, right? And then my girlfriend, like, she started laughing and stuff. So I turn on the light and I go down the stairs, and then like there's these 30 people just like wish me a happy birthday. But that was, as I talk, I re-feel it. So it's really cool. So
it's so beautiful.
Like that's the best birthday I ever had, celebrating without expectation.
Oh God, that's so powerful here. That's spot on. That just hit the nail for me personally. Yeah.
And my word of the day is
beautiful.
Servicing, and like servicing. So And it started with myself. I was kind of thinking about this. I was like, yeah, I can service everybody that I love and all that, but if I don't service myself, I'm missing something. I might be feeling good because I serviced everybody, but deep inside I'll feel empty.
Totally.
So servicing start with myself. And for me, servicing myself means loving myself.
Beautiful.
And love for me, it's not so much like relationship love and all that. It's expanding my consciousness.
Oh, love that.
Right. So that's what I love.
Oh, I love that.
That's what I really love. And then at that point, when I expand my consciousness, now I can serve other people.
Oh, yes.
So
with no expectations.
Without no expectation.
With none. It's just so pure. It's almost like, like, it's sorry, like let me just go back here and see what Jesse said of gathering in a way of just being so the obvious, in just being, in that there's this, it's just, that's consciousness, because we all think we know consciousness, but really we really don't. In a way that we're still learning, you know what I'm saying? Because it's layered. But when you get to that place where there's no gender, there's nothing behind it, it's just that. And it's so freeing to be able to explore that. It's actually quite extraordinary, I think, personally. I'm still in that, like, wow factor, because I thought, is it possible? It's possible, hey? It's very possible. And when you say that, loving yourself and serving and knowing that, it's just, it does start with you. That's so beautiful. It's so true and so beautiful and so exciting. And it's just, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. But all I can say when I say with that, and it's so true, because yesterday I said, isn't that nice? Or not nice, because nice is a word that it's a cup of tea, it's nice. Isn't it amazing and wonderful, extraordinary, that what was, that used to bug you or used to feel like a lot of energy used to put into, and now it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. That's growth. Then you really know it's growth, And it's like when something what you struggled with so much, and now you just come into this understanding that it doesn't bother you, You don't have to say the last word, for example. You don't have to this, you don't have to do that. It's just that growth of awareness, of consciousness, of allowing to know everything is okay. Everything's okay. And that's what I love about what Jesse said. We don't need to have any kind of what's the word in have opposition of thinking we have to be this or be that, but it's just that's what it is. It's just what it is. It's beautiful. But it's just beautiful. It's so beautiful. To be rooted, to be rooted in love like that, and having the good intentions and motives and being true to yourself, and having that real authenticness, because it's really good for the nervous system. When you're around people that that, no matter what you say, what you're going to do, that it's just going to take that value, they weigh that and go, okay, I weigh that, I weigh you, I weigh your words, like I weigh Pascal and your words, Pascal and Jesse, I weigh them, I weigh them. They're important to me, so I weigh them. And then I'd say, okay, what do I want to, you know, get out and what I want to see of this? You know what I mean? It's not simple, but it is. It's so clear, but we make it so that, oh, we got to figure this out now. We got to like analyze it, because we're all going through different filters, right? Different experiences. What's beautiful about it is just when you rise above it and you go, okay, I weigh you, I see you. I don't really like need to agree with you now, but we'll need to discuss this now. We'll discuss it later. It's all that understanding of just, you know, putting it in a nice perspective, you know, that you can just, and it's not always have to work out either, you know, but I'm just saying, it's just having that self-love that you can say consciously, I'm coming from a pure place here. I am. I'm in a pure place. And if things step out of line or I've done something, then obviously people that love you will come and say, you know, Nikki, that's not so. And I go, okay, cool. Yeah, that's right. Because, yeah, you know, we all, yeah, we're just human. We're just going through life, you know. It's like people expect so much from others that they think they have to be a certain way or be a certain way. You know, we're evolving every time. We're changing. I mean, your baby's going to come and it's going to change from a baby to a toddler, from a toddler to a teenager. It's the same with us, eh? Just because we're adult doesn't mean we don't stop changing. We're changing. We have to work in a relationship, work every time with our kids, all the time. It's a working relationship. And that's when you know who's real. Are they willing to do the work with you? When you change, because you're going to change. And that's when you say, okay, I'm changing, but I'm still the same person. But are you willing to work with me with this? Are you willing to gather and add and love me and help me and encourage me, uplift me, you know? And that's I think where we are in this world right now. We're opening up to that. It's a whole new world of allowing that consciousness to come in now and be aware of how we're treating and how we're treating ourselves, but mainly treating ourselves. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful, right? So beautiful. Like, wow.
Yeah, I think when you're desiring failing or winning,
yeah,
you're winning.
Yeah.
You're free.
Yeah. And it's not competition either. It's just winning, even like what you say, you know, it's not the you wrong, I'm right, or I come first, you come third. No. Because if I win and you lose, we both lose. We both lose. If we're talking about relationships now, here, about people, it doesn't have to be anything. Just in anything, in everything, it's about relationships. It's all about people. We're not going to get rid of people. So it's about relationships.
The only way you can lose is lose to yourself. So if you're not putting your 100% and then you get defeated, then you can say, yeah, I lost. Right?
Yeah.
But it's because you didn't put the work.
Yeah. And I also think, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's just like, you know, we were here to have connection and relationship, and that's what people want. You know, that's really what they want. You can say whatever you want. That's what they want. But, you know, when you get to a place where you have somebody that is consistent and is there constantly, and even when you do mess up and when you do make mistakes, because you're going to do it, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to, you know, but it's like, are you then going to say, okay, you know, are you going to work with me on this? Because when you say you're a friend, when I talking about myself now, I have only on one hand my friends. that I can say it's my friends, my true friends. I've one on one hand, but if somebody says they're a friend to me, I'm your friend. I weigh that very seriously. I weigh friendship very seriously because I don't have anybody coming into my life. I'm very, 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 very protective over that, of my energy. And so when a friend says to me, I'm your friend, and then they're very quick to walk away, then you have to balance that out and say, okay, cool, I respect that. I can respect that because it's not my responsibility then. But in the same time, you know, this is what I've learned now to say, I am my best friend, you know, I'm my best friend. And if I want to treat somebody, I treat myself like I treat me. And not everybody's in that place. They're not treating others like they treat themselves. They want others to make them feel good. They want others to hear what they want to hear. And if you step out and say something that they don't want to hear, then you're not existent, you know, you're not acknowledged. I'm talking friends now. And so, you know, this is why relationship takes work. That's what I'm saying. It takes work. And it takes commitment. And it takes love. And it takes to gather and show up and keep showing up. You don't have to agree. And I say this because this is what I've learned. And I've thoroughly enjoyed this moment of experiencing and saying, wow, like this is so amazing, because what I struggled even a year ago or 2 years ago, yeah, it doesn't even touch the surface now. It doesn't. I have so much clear, and yeah, I would have wanted that maybe 2 years ago in the way that I didn't have to go through all that, because I put myself through hell. I really did. My God, the energy that I put in, you know, and putting all my focus. Oh, and it hurts you. It hurts your body. It hurts your nervous system. But now you can be so free and so clear and understanding. It's okay. It's a beautiful thing, hey? It's like my son, you know. I love him to bits. And he's at the age of 14, huh? I mean, this is like a serious age here. And I think, whoa, are you still like Charles? Because I don't know from one day to the next who he is. But he is Charles. He's just like, hey, just give me my space, you know? I mean, you know what I mean? There's such a beautiful understanding. And then there comes a window open and you'll come to me and say, Mom, and give me that hug, you know, or give me the kiss. Because, you know, you want that, right? You want that hug and kiss. And then you would just say something to me. And then last night, you come and say, Mom, can I go like in your bedroom? Can I go lie in your bed? I go, oh my God, what's going on here? I go, yeah, sure. You know, acting very cool, you know, oh, yeah, sure. And he's in the room and I come in and we're just hanging. You know what I'm saying? It's like just hanging. There's nothing much happening, but it's just there. Oh my God. It was like, you just ended this day. Like it could not get any better than this. Like literally. And then it was like so cool, you know? And then you just like, okay. You know what I mean? It was just like, wow. I'm so blessed. So blessed. Okay, that's my talk for today. I'm going to listen now.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I heard you. And that is how we learn.
Yeah. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it just beautiful to learn and not be punished for learning or making mistakes or not getting it right, or feeling disappointed.
All of
Everything.
those are judges.
Yeah, exactly.
Not good enough.
Yes.
To whose standard?
Oh, drop the mic.
It's always your standard.
I love this. Thank you.
So be aware of your standard.
Yes.
No one else has ever put that on you. And that's at 14. At 14, that is what we are learning.
Yes. So, oh God, thank you.
Rise above everyone else's expectations.
Oh,
find yours.
God. Thank you.
Serve yourself and love yourself. Oh. It's like higher. It's higher than love. It's just like, let's get along. So they did a study. They did a study. Now check this out. It was
I'm listening.
11, 12-year-olds. They took them out camping in the 1960s. You could not do this today, let's say. So 1960, they take these groups of kids out into the woods.
Yes.
And they're camping there for a couple of days, and then like scientists are overseeing this. They take a study a little farther, and so they start saying like, oh, there's another group of kids over there, but they don't see them. And so all of a sudden they're starting to see what happens in every group. What they do is they start to draw a us versus them. And when they did that, they started to compete, they started to talk about them, and they started to bring anger and fear into both of their camps. By day 14, or sorry, by day 14, they had to shut it down because they were going out at night. They were afraid they were going to kill each other. They were circling camps at night, painted with rocks.
Oh, that's fear. Is it?
Innate.
Jeez.
It's in us. Yeah, it's just how hard that is. Ingrained, hardwired patterns for survival.
Oh, wow, man.
So that lesson is what I honor today.
Amen. And I'm going to ask that, what are you honoring? I just want to know. I want to hear it again.
I'm honoring that survival pattern, right?
Yeah.
That hardship that we've had to go through as a
come on now,
as a humanity.
Come on now. That's what I'm talking about. Come on now. Sure. That's it.
Yeah, is that funny that, I'll just give an example
Oh, good.
For me, like, if I'm in the dark, and even if I have a couple friends with me, but I see like, a group of Black men, right away.
Oh, come on now.
I always think negatively, right?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And it's because what we've been reading and what we watch on TV and stuff, we just think like Black men are very, violent and whatnot.
Brainwashed. Yeah.
But really, at the end of the day, they just have a different color of the skin.
Absolute. Yeah. Oh, so good.
So often, like we look at challenges and we already made assumption that it's not going to work for us.
Wow. Come on in.
It's just, that's how we're wired stuff, right?
Yeah, man.
So for me, when the only way I can see that I'm expanding my consciousness is through my action.
Yes.
And when I choose different thing, then I'm like, okay, then something moved in me, right? So
Yes.
but that's a really interesting story.
Oh, so good.
Wow.
It's so good.
It really, it's a
Wow.
mirror of our society.
Yeah.
That's how we operate.
Yeah. Separation, division, you know.
You know, you can tell, you can say like, oh, government this, government this,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they shouldn't put us in boxes. They shouldn't do this. They shouldn't like do the lockdown and stuff. Sorry, but we agreed to it.
Yeah.
You know, if the
Yeah.
masters wouldn't agree to it, it wouldn't happen.
Exactly.
So it's time to wear our pants and say no.
Yeah.
You know,
we hired them.
Yeah.
We hired them. Yes.
We
chose
worshiped
them.
him.
We chose them.
But then we bitch at them, you know, and it's like, okay, then
yeah,
we'll
it's a
just pick,
joke.
then, but you see, there's no consequence because we'll just go pick another one. Wait for the next cycle
Oh
because
my
the
God.
only choice I have is to spend my money and vote for you.
Oh, yes. It's a joke.
Yeah, and we're just looking at someone to blame.
Mm-hmm.
And we do it as masses, so it feels good. Oh, you know, for us it's Trudeau, right? Oh, Trudeau.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when you understand like how it works, Trudeau is just a puppet. You know, that's what it is. You know, like all these government figure, they're just puppets of a higher hierarchy, right? So it's, but we think they controlled us.
It's amazing, isn't it? That's amazing.
Yeah, and then when the whole thing started, that's when I kind of like stepped back and I was just like, this is where our consciousness is. We're still in fear.
Oh, yep.
So people are waking up, you would say.
Yes,
right?
We are.
But that took fear
to
wake people up.
Yes.
And my question is like, is there a better way?
Of course. Yeah, man. That's it.
There's always a better way.
And so when you were looking for something, so we always look on the other side then to the opposite. So if it's fear that we see, then it would be like, well, what do we want? It's opposite of fear.
It's love.
Mm-hmm. It's the only way you get out of fear. It's the only way you rise above fear.
Yeah, absolute.
That is mechanic. That is a mechanism. That is like a law. Hot and cold.
Yeah.
It's physics. It's the quantum.
Yes.
And at the fundamental, like, that's what people want. They want love.
Absolute.
But like that's all, you know, we got so much fear in us.
Yes.
That it's, you know, it seems to be so hard to just transmute fear into love.
Yeah.
That's why, because they're opposites.
Yeah.
And we fixate on one point, so we fixate on the fear. And so that creates a structure of fear.
Oh, come on now. There's it. Mm-hmm.
And so we try and get away from fear, run away, hide, fight. Rather than just face it, be bigger than it, and say, I can handle this.
Yes. Oh,
I
beautiful.
could, here's how we create. I could do this.
Yes.
Could creates. Could creates.
Yes.
So when we can get people to say, oh, I could,
Yes.
we've done our job.
Yes.
Not
And
should.
Yes. Yes.
Not have to.
Yes.
I could. See
Yes.
how the could is to the future.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And it's positive.
Yes. And you give the power back. You get that creative power back. And knowing that you are, in love now and safe, that you can go forwards. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Very interesting.
Whatever we focus on, this is where we put our energy.
That's it.
And energy is our power.
When
someone offends us,
yes.
So for me, putting energy towards that person, that means to give my power to that person.
Amen.
And we do that all the time,
all the time. All the time. That's where consciousness comes into it.
But it's funny if you think about energy or power as money, and every time you encounter someone and then you're putting energy towards them, would you give them money? And a lot of more people will keep their money. But energy is like, oh yeah, we have energy. Like it's
yeah. Yep. That's good. That is good. Accountability, huh? Accountability. Beautiful.
So one guy that I watched yesterday, he was saying that like my time is finite, right? And a lot of people wants my time. And so when people comes to me and they want my time, I ask something in return. So if like for him, I think like he wrote quite a few books, he'd be like, okay, well, before we have a chat together, could you read what I've done? Can you read this book? And nobody comes back to him because they're not interested in his work. They just want to talk. It's really interesting that like
that is my standard.
What's your standard?
If I reach out to them, I've read their work.
Yo, that's deep.
I'm living their work. I'm experiencing, I'm demonstrating their work.
Oh, that's right.
Now, are they going to create with me?
Oh, right.
That's how you tell the difference between a problem solver and a creator.
Boom.
It's
That's
obvious
right.
when you are one. It's obvious when you are one. Now, is that an ego? Yes.
Yeah.
But is it the truth? Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Creators don't say no.
Oh,
Creators
come on
find
now.
ways to say yes. And if they're not looking, they're not creating.
Oh my God, this is good. Okay. This is exactly what it is. Like literally in between the cracks here, baby. This is what I'm talking about. Fill in the gap, baby. Fill in the gap. That's it.
That's
Ooh, this is powerful.
powerful.
This is powerful.
Pascal.
Very, very powerful. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like the mortar between the bricks.
Mm.
That's how I keep it solid, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's right. Because you want to build it so it doesn't fall down. It has to sustain itself, consciousness, yeah? And it does. So if we're going to create, we create it in our passions. And so that's where value comes in, because we have passions, but the only way to see our passions come through is to make them valuable. And so when people are chasing their passions, right, they're going to read the work of the author. They're going to be in the middle of it. And yes, that group will gather with intention. Today, we call those businesses. Tomorrow, I think we'll call them organisms. No, I say that's why value matters. And when we get together, we can learn how to be more valuable together.
And maybe in the future we'll call them tribe.
Oh.
Still tribe has a fight to it. It has a charge to it for me. It has a hierarchy, and it's still an old word. So I love the concept. Community gets me closer.
Community, yeah.
Culture gets me closer.
Culture.
And it's
definitely tribe. Like it, like the first image I get, it's like fighting against other tribe, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because yeah.
See, that's the earliest memory that we have that we can, like, we've built upon in our behavior, is to fight for survival.
Amen. That's it. That's it.
And so it's like noticing that pattern, first of all. I don't think we ever let go of it. So it'll always be a charge there until we notice it, be like, oh, there it is. Yeah. There's my fight. I surrendered to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I surrendered.
Survival
so now that
mode.
I can thrive. Yeah. So now we can thrive. Surrender, survival, so we can thrive. Surrender, survival, so that we can thrive.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Should write that in the chat box. Yeah, we should write that in the chat box, because surrender. Let me just
our survival.
Oh my God.
When we surrender our survival, we can thrive.
Wow. And gets you out of the survival mode,
It's dropping that ego.
It's dropping that ego, that survival mode that you always had to survive, thinking that you had to survive, but realizing that you have survived and you're still here, And so now you can just.
Yeah, it's those lower chakra, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that speaks to my solar plexus now. Whoa. That's big time. Like my heart and my solar plexus right now. Because there's no struggle. That's what I feel. There's no struggle anymore. You don't need to struggle, you know?
Let's say that's the silly part.
That's the silly part. That's the silly part.
We think we have to struggle, and the harder we struggle, the harder we push, the more it's supposed to be.
That's right, Jesse. That's right.
It doesn't guarantee it.
Wow, we are hitting on gold today. I'm telling you, this is gold, man. This is deep. This is it.
So then
wow.
we could do something different. Oh,
yes.
What would we want to do?
Let's make it up. Let's make it up. Let's make it up. Let's go for it.
No, yeah, I don't know. So I
Let's go on an adventure. Let's go on an adventure. Let's explore. Let's have fun together. Oh, I love that. I feel it in my whole body right now. It's just so epic. It's so freaking cool. This is what a feeling feels like, you know, what a feeling. So
yep. People
beautiful.
Just have to imagine it.
Just imagine it.
That it could happen. It's the first step in being a creator.
Amen. That's right.
That's what I celebrate. 90 days creating, I don't know what.
Yes.
Is it going to pay off? I don't know.
So good. Oh, so good. So beautiful.
Yeah, what's your return on investment, right?
Here, it's a clean oil transition. Yeah, yes. It's fresh water for higher yields of agriculture, and it's green electricity for pennies.
Come on, yeah, man! Wow, eco-friendly there. Yes.
You know, that's from an oil guy.
Woo! Come on now. I like it. I like it.
We're good people.
We're good people, man.
We're good people. We have bad eggs. We have bad actors too, but we are good people that know how to do this. And when we get our focus right, yes, we can all come together.
Mm-hmm.
So do you see it? Not only just comes together, but the consciousness ripples through everything.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Love it.
Yeah, it's the fundamental, right?
Yeah, which means applies to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
everything is consciousness.
That's right. Yeah.
And everything has energy.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So
very exciting.
Our goal is
very
to
exciting.
Raise the consciousness, which is raise the energy.
Mm-hmm.
Awareness, yeah.
Awareness is aware.
Yeah.
Aware they are an energy, and how do you become aware of an energy? How do we measure energy? Plus and minus.
What do you mean
with a magnet? Like a positive and negative charge, right? That's the only thing. If you look at a battery, you look at a battery. I mean, this is what electricity is. A battery. Electricity starts your car. Electricity starts. It's your heart. Electricity is everywhere. And when we look at electricity, we say, oh, there's a plus one and there's a minus one. That's as simple about electricity. It's a current, right? A plus and a minus. It's a cycle. What is our life? A cycle. plus and
Oh,
minus. So that's why charges is so fundamental in our life, and we look at it, observe it through the charge.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, we need both.
Yeah, positive and negative. Yeah, it's a positive emotion. We need emotions, positive or negative.
Yeah, because that's what it is. I mean, the lower front of your brain, it's basically the molecular, it's emotions, it's feelings, and we have to. And if you go back into the 1950s, the guy was a business guy that he didn't want to have his emotions, so they said, okay, we'll experiment and take it out, and
Yeah.
and then he couldn't even make decisions.
No, he couldn't. He was a CEO and couldn't even put his tie on in the
Yes,
morning.
he couldn't.
Eat his cereal. He couldn't couldn't decide what to eat for breakfast.
And that's what they said, that it's important that we have that.
Yes.
It's
So
part
important.
of us. Yeah. Oh, you hit it on the nail there. I got a real vigil. Like now I really got it. Jesus.
Shortcuts.
That was
conducting shortcuts.
Conducting shortcuts. I love these shortcuts. I'm loving it. I think I'll make a shortbread today.
It's shortbread. It's shortbread.
You know, there is a thing, shortbread, eh? It's quite delicious, by the way.
Yeah. I can't say
It's
I have.
quite.
Yeah, make it a little longer. I'll have a piece.
I'll make it.
Short. Sounds like you were on the short bus, Pascal. Click, 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 click. Are you working again this morning?
Yeah, he's always working.
I know.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah, we like that. We like
Yeah,
it.
it's like,
we like that.
Every 3 weeks I have 5 days off, so I can be like,
Nice.
like for 2 hours for sure. But every week I have 3 days off, so for sure 3 days a week, like I can be,
Beautiful.
2 hours non-interrupted.
Oh, we don't mind. There's no interruption. There's no interruption. No.
Man, thank you for sharing your moment with us.
Yeah, we are so grateful. I am so grateful.
Yeah.
I am so grateful. Thank you. It's epic.
Yeah, that's what came to mind, because I feel a little hungry, right? So that's why I could use a little piece of bread.
Oh, sweet. Oh.
Don't make it too sweet, though.
I know.
Pascal doesn't like his sweetness, nor does he like his surprises. So let's be careful.
He likes savor. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like the known,
right? Hey, brother, we all do. That is survival. It doesn't always have to be that way.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's really, really, really cool. Wow.
And that's the importance of the charges, because those charges will bring those charges to you.
And
those
it's mastering it.
attract.
It's mastering it. Yeah, it's mastering it, because mastering the triggers, I think it's so vitally important, because we think we have to have it in a set way, and then I just it's just, wow, you just said it. I don't need to add, there's nothing adding on there. It's just it's perfect. It's wow. Yeah, wow, it's very good. So grateful. My God, that's so good.
Yeah, one of my big lessons was not to brush off these negative feelings.
Is it?
Really feel it.
Yes.
As much as I can.
Yes.
So I learn from them.
Yes.
And transmute it.
Yes. Yes. Beautiful.
Because that's what I've been doing all my life. Really brush it off.
Yes.
I'm a happy guy.
Yes. Yes.
There's no bad emotion here. I'm happy.
Yes, exactly. I can relate to that. I also had to have that concept of just like brush it off. It's not that, it's not serious. It's not, it means nothing, and blah, blah, blah. And And it literally, it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper, and then you just deny yourself. You literally deny you of what is pleasurable, even, or what you want. I mean, this is where people feel like they don't know what they want, because they've been told that they get told, you say to you that you don't know anymore, because it's like living for others. It's like just living and knowing that it doesn't matter. And that's where it comes back to like really plugging in and saying, what do I choose here? What do I want? What do I want to create? That alone is so powerful. And what could I create? Yeah. That's just unlimited. It's like you can just go for it. And that is taking it a little, the jar, and just letting it come and just be. Just be. That's really be it. This is being it. It's just incredible. But it's something that we have to like literally charge ourselves and plug in. And that's why plugging in every day, charging ourselves up, and asking these questions. What could I create? Step one. Yeah, that's it, man. It's so incredibly, why it's taken so long, but thank God I'm in this place and in this body and in this time and space that I can create now. It is epic. I am a creator. I'm creating now. I'm just like, oh my God. It is like explosive. It's so exciting. And then I get to be with people that are just going to come with me and say, boom, 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 let's go, go, go. And it's like unlimited. It's like, are you kidding me? This is it. Nothing personal, Just run your race, just go for it. Oh, it's just finally, like, there's no, how you say, cookie, like when you make cookies, cookie
cutter.
Yeah, it's like, woo, it's okay. It's so exciting.
So,
I'm very excited about this. Wow. It's a wow factor there.
Okay, I can I need to share here
Share.
that experience. So what we just experienced, Nikki, that moment right there was a celebration of a completion for me of 90 days.
Amen. Yeah, me too.
And it all started. I woke up one morning, Monday morning, November 7th, I believe the date was. And I wrote, it was like, I am sick and tired of doing these alone. These meaning my morning meditations, my choices. I've been doing them for several years, and it just didn't feel like shit was happening.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, I'm gonna do mine with others. Launched it, and did this, and it's fun to watch. But during that time, there came a moment that I had that I experienced alone through my imagination, you will, right? Through my visualization, through a meditation.
Yeah.
And I was way high in the sky, going out to space, like going out. I never did see dark, but it was just beautiful blue and white. It's been my light. Let's put it, my light that runs my light beam. And then it stopped. Like something grabbed me from the right there. And I was only my waist was there. It was from my waist up. My legs were not there. They were in the air, if you will. Like it was everything. It's like, why can't I go any farther?
Yes.
And
because you were meant to also teach. That's also why.
Yeah.
You were meant to teach. And when you teach, you're learning. When you're teaching, you're learning.
Yes.
And that's what it is about.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you that, but I had to say that because that's the obvious.
Yes, and I had to allow you to say it. So
yeah, and I really appreciate it. I didn't ask permission, and I'm grateful that I don't even always have to ask permission because it's not being interrupted. But that is what it is. It's, yeah.
And so sitting there stuck, why can't I go forward? I've always wanted to go forward. And it was like, couldn't.
Hey.
And it said this, I said, what is this? Right? That was my ego. My ego said, my self-conscious says, what is this? And super conscious drops in alone. See, super conscious doesn't drop it in with any feeling, any emotion.
That's right.
It's neutral.
That's right. Is it? Come on.
I add the charge to it. So it's like, oh,
Yes.
there's a charge. I'm not alone. I'm with people. I'm on a call. I'm in a meditation with people. I started this group. See, I'm not alone.
Oh, yes.
And that was like true. You're still stuck. It was such a great lesson. It was like, you're still alone. It started looking around and was like, you're right. I am the only one here. And then it was like, so how do I bring them? Yeah. Like, how do I go find them? Where are they? Right. Like, if you're alone, like, you go look for others. And as soon as I said, well, I don't know, it's almost like it showed up on the gates of heaven and I fell backwards.
That's right. Because it wasn't in your works. It was just allowing.
And so when I fell backwards, I fell back through everyone's experience.
That's right. There's it. And that's what I truly experience being in your space and in Pasco. I really feel this. There's an expansion here that it's unlimited. It's like going to the unknown, going to don't need to know. It's like when we come into this experience together, it's so incredible because it's just allowing and exploring. It's and learning in the same time. Oh, it's just, that's what it is.
So I can say I'm not alone there anymore.
No. Yeah.
So thank you.
And oh my God, thank you. That's an honor. That's a real honor. And I do honor that. I really honor that. Like, when Pascal talks about consciousness, I'm going to say it like this. I honor the ground I stand on because I know it's holy. I know this is holy. This is holy ground. I feel it in my heart chakra now. And it almost brings so much emotions up, but I'm not going to be a girl and cry now. But this is what emotions of opening up your heart chakra and allowing that to feel that love and allow it to just every cell in your body, everything in you say, thank you. Thank you for this learning. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So I follow some people on astral traveling. And it's funny that you mentioned that you were flying high and high and high, and eventually you hit the ceiling. And that's what they've been talking about. They say, you think you might be allowed to this place, this higher place, but you're not. And to me, it's like we come down because like we have more lesson to learn until we can break through that ceiling. And I like the analogy. I'll take it back, like with the battery. Because if you remove the negative pole, what would happen to your battery? Nothing.
Exactly.
Right? Nothing. And if you put it back, the positive and the negative. Is that what you need to get your car going? So it's your positive and your negative that will get your car going.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's to accept it all.
Exactly. And that's in relationships. When I go back to relationships, how would you be with somebody that disagrees with you all the time? It'd be boring. You need a little contrast. You need a little bit of a fire, a spark. Otherwise, it's boring. Let's face it. That's what I feel. I'm not asking to go into war. I'm talking about just different interests. Like, obviously you want to. There's no such thing as compatible. I can't talk about compatible. Oh, I'm leaving this person because I'm not compatible with them. Please, man. There's no such thing. It's just interest.
And the same thing again and again is boring to me.
Yeah.
So it's like, but for others, they don't.
Yes, and that's it. Yeah.
90 Days is a wonderful example of that.
Yeah.
Like 3 people here celebrating it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing.
And a lot of people
Yeah.
been on this call. A lot of people invested a lot of time into this call and got what they got. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's no expectation from my part.
Yeah, no, there isn't.
Right?
Yeah.
It's up to them.
Absolute. You also got to want it, Honestly, you have to ask that question. Do I really want it? Do I really want to seek out the truth? Like, do I really want to know that I need to go further? Or do I just want to stay static and be the same and just bitch and complain? Or do I really want to rise above, No needing to explain, just be.
Yeah, no, for sure. I would go a little further. I would say care. Do you care enough?
Yes, do you care enough?
Than just one.
Exactly. Beautifully said. Thank you, Pascal. Yes. Do you care enough? Yeah.
Because I want a lot of things in my life.
Exactly.
But do I care enough to do the work?
Exactly. Yes. Ah. Wow. So good. Yes.
I don't know. My intention was expanding my consciousness, and I think
yes.
I've done that, and I did it. I didn't do it alone, and that's what's important.
Yes, and that's what right now, just looking out at where and how far I've been a seeker, and I've done it alone. I even had a little, yesterday I just felt to my friend, it was something, we just had a gathering and she really could feel that, and I said, I'm so grateful, and it was straight after this call and a little later, and it was just unexpected. I just felt it, I just felt it so deep, and I said, oh my God, I didn't expect anything, and it was like, I just said, oh, finally, I just felt like in my heart to tell her that. I said, my whole life I've done everything alone. I've had to do it alone because it was just what it was for me. And I was so, I went through a very lonely period. And I knew I had to be alone because what I was experienced before was not in good environment. And I knew that if I go there, I'm not gonna, it's not gonna work out for me. It's just, I'm a sore thumb, you know, it's gonna stick out. And so I had to retreat and I had to go back and I had to be by myself, yeah, for a long time. I mean, a long time. And so having to, you know, have that experience yesterday that I could really express it and say, and I told her, like, I'd done it for so long. And now the people in my life that I can feel in my heart that it's like, I'm not alone. And it's, you know, I have the scripture in my life that God doesn't leave you or forsake you as an orphan, but he has a plan to prosper you and not forsake you. You know what I mean? He gives you hope in the future. And I've had that scripture my whole life. It's Jeremiah 27. I've lived that, you know, and I've said it for so many years. And this is when I feel in my heart to say that I can, you know, like right now, it's like, wow, it's really happening. It's actually happening. It's literally happening in this now moment. And it's like, it doesn't matter how and what I've come through, when it's in this consciousness to say, I'm here. And I'm here to stay with such love in my heart that I can say yes. And yes, and yes, and oh, I am so like beyond grateful. Like I am already over the moon. Over the moon. And that's really, I don't think anything in life can get better than that. You know, it's in this now moment. It's just so incredible. It's incredible.
You are raising above.
I am. And I waited so long. I waited so long and I understood, you know, the journey that I had to take, because I had a lot of patterns that I had to break, you know, and I had friends in my life and, you know, gatherings, and I had to say no to all those parties and gatherings, and, you know, I just couldn't. I couldn't. I just knew. But I knew that it's okay. And then it came to a period when I thought, oh, this is really good. I'm not missing out on anything. I'm not missing out. Because, you know, in New York, you always feel like you're missing out. You know, people come and visit me. They go, oh, we've got to do this. I said, don't worry. You're not going to miss out. Everything's going to come in time, and you're going to walk, you know, go home, and you're going to be satisfied, you know. Trust me. Because it can get overwhelming, you know, it can get very overwhelming. But I can tell you right now, right here, this is what I feel about consciousness. You can live maybe 40 years of your life, but 1 year of consciousness is better than 40 years. That's what I want to say. I'd rather take the 1 year than the 40 years of living, because it's worth it. It's really worth it. I get it now. I got it. It's, yeah, and I could not do this alone. That's for sure.
We all think we can.
Yeah, we all think we can. Yeah. It's resistance, you know, there's a lot of resistance and things. Yeah, but once you unpack and get to unlay a little bit and letting go, it's so more, not more, but it's just what it is, and that you can take the next step by step.
So yeah, 1 year of consciousness versus 40 years of unconsciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll take that. But I want to mention is I love that picture of the podium and like what people don't see. And I can't remember if it was in there, but like I think the most important thing is like what people don't see is do it alone. Because when you're a higher level, you do it alone.
Oh, come on, Dave. Is it?
Like
Visit.
I had friends like in Banff, and then like they're very high level like cycler, but nobody can go with them because they're too fast.
Come on now. Come on now. That's it. Visit.
So they just do it alone. And I think it's the hardest thing.
It's very hard. It's very
And
hard when you're a leader.
you are your biggest competitor, right? Because like
That's
you
it.
cannot compare
That's
yourself
it.
against other people. You
Yeah.
don't
Yep.
go with other people. So
That's right. It's lonely on the top here when you're a leader. Everybody thinks it's easy. It's not. It's very lonely. But when you get to that place where you know what you need to know, and it's all neutral, then everything will just flow through with Laring, because that is what separates the followers to the leaders. That's it. Because it's all discovering. It's just discovering, like, and some people go through their whole life not discovering. It's also okay.
And two things start to like, as we become aware and see how structure works, two things will become like, two things are obvious, right? One is to allow the normal development of a child to develop without the structures that we put on them, because that is what we're trying to remove, is all those layers of structures of destruction, of struggle, right, of survival. Removing all of those learnings, or allowing all of those learnings, and moving forward. Because that is you have to let that all go to go forward. And so then society completely changes when we change. When we change, one heart at a time.
Yeah. And yesterday, talk about something. I saw a gentleman came on, and it was quite profound. He was an elderly man. And when I say elderly, like a very mature man, and he said like he had an encounter with God, and it was so incredible, because he said that he started to get started welding, like crying, and he said in his understanding that men don't cry, and that's what he said. Like he actually said that, like he was told men don't cry, and so he never cried. He never allowed himself to express that feeling of emotion, and it was the most amazing thing. So yeah, there's a time and a place. It doesn't. You ask, and that's why I love what Pascal says. When he has his son's going to teach him, because he's coming into a whole new era, a whole new structure of rules. Let's put it like that. There will be no rules. It would just be structure.
Yeah, and I think it started, observation and deep listening.
So important.
4, focus, observe, you're listening, and relax into it.
Amen. Yeah. Wow. This is a full cup now. Hey, I'm complete here. This is like, wow, this is a lot of information, like a lot of yummy stuff, like food for the soul, food for the soul. Oh my goodness. That's what God says, man will not live on bread alone, but on every word of God. It's the word, like, can really fill you up, when you got the right word. And it's like, it gives you so much stamina, strength.
Yeah, people need to start speaking their words and
yes,
start living them, and then we'll see when we're out of balance.
Yes.
Find the wobble, learn how to get rid of it, take the step.
Yeah.
Like how else does a baby learn how to walk?
Exactly.
How to talk.
Yes, exactly.
how to be married, how to be a
And
father, a
yes,
mother,
yes,
a neighbor, a
yes.
consumer, a career, whatever. Now let's just go for a creator.
Yeah, amen to that. That's it. Yeah.
What could you create?
What could you create? Oh, that is just, and
See,
the
there
thing is,
just flows. It just flows.
yeah, it's yeah. And there's no expectations, there's no, it's just like what it is, it's not like if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but you try, at least you've tried. And that's the same with everything. It's like before to the end, it doesn't, it's just the journey of just discovering and knowing. But we were so conditioned, like you say, but what do people think if I fail, if I this, if I that? Oh, I'll look silly, I look stupid, or this or that, and I was told this and I was told that, and all these unconsciousness that you can come into a pure consciousness and saying it doesn't matter either way. I need to fail to succeed. Otherwise, how would I know? I need to make mistakes. If I don't, you know.
And yes, and the language and the words are funny because it's like, why would I want to fail?
Yeah, exactly. You don't really want to fail. It's not like that. Not that you want to fail, but if it does happen, because it's going to happen.
It never works out the way I expect it.
Mm.
It's usually better.
Amen to that, because failure was not accepted in my upbringing.
Yes.
You were punished for failing, like literally, and that to me was fear. I was driven with fear my whole life. With I need not to fail. Yeah, I have to succeed, and I would do anything and everything.
See, survival. Did you see how
it was
big
survival.
survival is
Oh
connected
my
to that?
God, I was in survival. It was survival mode, and that's why the whole defense of like, oh, somebody, yeah, and then you let that go and allow the love to penetrate and say, this is who you are. This is who you really are, is love. And love overcomes a multitude of sins. It overcomes everything. You cannot, you cannot win. Love is already won. It's already won. So there's nothing for you to do than just keep on doing it and keep on doing it and keep on doing it. And then it comes a time when you go, oh, okay, I understand now.
Oh, I see how it could work out now.
I see how it can work out now. Yeah, it's so epic. It's like, wow, that's interesting.
I never would have thought of that. That is
I
so
never
cool.
would have. Yeah. And you're not alone, because somebody else is going through the same thing, maybe in a different way, but they're going through the same. We're all going through the same, more or less, because the whole goal is to be in love with life, love your neighbors, you love yourself, love is the goal here. Love is the goal, literally, because when you have love, everything falls away. It's like, and yeah, it's a beautiful place to be in.
Yeah, and it's back to Pascal's great analogy. Is like, if you pull off the negative terminal, your car's still not going to start.
Yeah.
So it's like, and we would say, well, love is always positive. So it's like, yes, let's work to have the majority of our time in love and acknowledge when it's not.
Exactly.
So the default behavior is kindness, is creativity, is joy. We live that 80% of the time and then struggle for 20.
Right.
Not the other way around, because we're living it the other way around now. 80% is the struggle and 20% is the joy. And we can change that in a heartbeat.
We can. Yeah, we can.
And I think by asking, what could you create?
Love is, I wrote down one time, I must look it up, but for me, love is God in a human form that we can express as a creator, because he came here to serve. He didn't come here to be served. And that's why service is always a winner. When you serve one another, it's a win. It's a win. You won already by just having the right heart and intentions of coming to serve, not just to take, but to give.
Not to judge.
And not to judge. And it doesn't matter if somebody has a different opposite, it's okay. I'm not, I'm not here to convince anything or anyone. And I think that gives you a very firm foundation. Because I always say, for me, my house, I serve God. That means the base of a foundation has to be solid, not on sand, not on rocky road or stone, like brick, solid. Because it starts with the basics. Everybody wants to win. Everyone wants to get to the top. They don't want the basics. They don't want to start with the basics. And in my career, I had yesterday, my friend said to me, Nikki, when I said something about home, because, home is my Cape Town. That's where I was raised. And she said, I missed your salon because it was home for me. And it brought me great joy to hear that, But I said, you will always be my home because you're in my heart. My home is not where I live or where I am. It's in my heart. You will always be in my heart. And it was a very beautiful thing because she needed to, know that. And I was very, but in hairdressing, Pascal's wife can explain this, if you do not know the basics of hairdressing, if you do not know the basics of color, the secondary, the primary colors, to mix colors, you won't be able to color hair. It's the basics. You need to know the basics of hairdressing, the basics. And when you're training somebody, they don't want to know the basics. They just want to start coloring. They want to do this. They want to do all the fancy. No, learn the basics. When you learn the basics, you can do anything. You can create anything. It's a makeover. It's like unbelievable. People walk out and go, oh my God, is this my hair? Like, oh my God, Nikki. Yeah. It's the basics. It's the basics.
Which is the structure.
The structure.
Understanding the structure.
Yeah, that's it.
The core.
The core. That's right. That's exactly. Yes.
And hairdressing has it. Oil has it. Everyone has it. Every industry, and everyone has theirs.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And that's why it takes everyone.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife mentioned to me like yesterday about one of her dreams. And she's like, and I can't, like, I told her a little bit about lucid dream, and I said, this is your next step. That's what you want to do. Because like she was working until 3 a.m. in the morning in her dream.
Sure.
And she was like, I love my job so much. And then she had someone like at 1:30 that called and be like, oh, can I get a haircut? And she's like, no problem, just come on in. And I was just like, oh my God, like that's hilarious, and you didn't wake up from that.
Yeah.
I guess you love it.
Yeah it's so I mean it's like it's beautiful to do something that you just love, and it's not work, it's just love, and it's a service that you give. And it's so, like, I think, and I'm speaking as a hairdresser, it's the most creative thing you can possibly do on earth. Literally, I believe that you are creating every single moment, and it's like it's life changing. It really is. And you build relationships, such loyal like really, really, really beautiful relationships. I've had clients yesterday calling me from South Africa. I mean, this is like, we go, wow. You know what I mean? It's like 17 years I've been living here. You know what I'm saying? And I have they're calling me, like wishing me happy birthday. Yeah, come on now. And it's like, and yeah, they give me a sad story, like, oh, wish you were here. I said, I am here. I'm right here with you right now, And it's like, yeah. So why I say that is that, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's very beautiful. And I said the other day, I said to my hairdresser here in the States, a very good friend of mine, Jackie is her name. And she has a salon in her home. She's made it in her home now. And I keep I just follow her because this is it. She's my hairdresser. And I love her. And I mentioned you, Pascal. I said, I have a call in the mornings, because she knows my work, And I said, yeah, it's so like, wow. I just hear him talk about his wife. The way he talks about his wife, it's like, wow, like he loves what, he talks about her and the past, hair and all that. And she's having her first baby, she's going to have her first baby. And we were just talking about it. And it's like, I really felt like, wow, I'm so like, yeah, I'm so grateful, to have that experience with you, and to share and to be part of it. It's quite beautiful. And I'm not saying I have to be there physically with you. I don't have to say that I just can feel that I'm celebrating that. And I'm so grateful I can be part of that, very beautiful. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean when you're part of something. That you can even talk about it to your other friends. And then she could experience it too. And it was beautiful. And she's so talented too. She's so creative and she's so incredible, And that's what that's what energy is about. You pass it to your intentions of allowing that person.
Say like
yeah. When you walk away from somebody, you feel better.
I'd say my old me would have been keeping this to myself.
Yeah.
Right? Like really not talking about that we're having a baby.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And it's privacy, right?
Yeah.
But in the same time, like I'm like, I love sharing about this because like I'm like, I'm a new dad. Like I want to hear what people have to say. Right? People have their experience and I want to gather more information so I can make better choices.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So, and about our dream.
Yes.
For me, I don't care how much I love my job, but you're not going to see me doing my job at 3 o'clock in the morning. Although I wake up at 3:30, right? So,
yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Just the add-on, like, so I'd love her like to practice like lucid dream because like this is like, okay, yeah, like if you don't wake up from this, I don't know how you're gonna wake up, right? So
right, yeah.
I don't think it's the 3:30 you're resisting, Pascal. It might be loving it.
Yeah. Love it or hate it, just do it, right?
Hey man, it's your story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh, I'm an early bird though. I love waking up early. This is my thing.
Yeah, me too.
3:30.
But yeah, this is a little bit earlier. But
I'm angry at 3:30.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, like I'm like a spring. 3:30 the alarm went off, and then like I jump out of bed. I just don't just get up. I jump out of bed, and I jump in my cold shower.
Yeah. Come on now. That's right.
It's my thing. It's my thing.
Yeah. Mm.
My cup of coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's a training.
And here's mine.
Yeah. And it's not to say that you wake up and there'll be days that you maybe not want to wake up. You know what I mean? And you don't want to go into the shower. But it's a condition that you say, there's no option here. I'm in charge here. I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. I'm going to follow my word. I'm going to be a commit and say this is what I'm doing. And when you tell yourself that this is what you're doing, you tell the mind this is what I'm doing. The mind will say okay. And then there's no resistance, because then you are, you're just doing it.
Being and doing
just being it and doing it.
Yep.
And then it becomes that of a habit that's who you are. And then people will go, oh, that's just who he is. That is who he is, because it's showing by your actions. But you become it.
That's the lazy way of seeing over the fence, right? Of the podium. Just seeing the podium, right?
There's it. Exactly.
That's just him, and we forgot about all of that built, or not even aware of all of it that built not only ours but theirs.
Exactly. You see, like I say, it's like that starting something. Everyone wants it. When I say want it, momentum, they got the moment, and they're all out, and yeah. But it's the middle part. It's not the end. It's the middle that they get stuck and then go, no. But when you push through that and you keep on keeping on, and then you get to the end, because people only see the end, they only see you winning. And then they'll go, oh yeah, okay, there's it's easy for her, easy for him. But they didn't see the journey. They didn't see the process that it took. So,
Yeah, and another way that shows up is prove it to me.
Oh God, then prove it. Yeah. So this is it. I want to say it because I feel like I need to say it for myself, and I needed to say it because this is verbalizing, and I like to just this for me personally. I'm not holding back anymore. I'm going to just say, okay, I need to say this for myself. I need to let my conscience, I need to hear this, because this is what I was always afraid of. And this is why I always shrunk back, because I felt my energy was too much, or that was misunderstood, because it can't be that, but because I have been on the other fence, on the other side. Yeah. And now I'm on this side. And I'm staying on this side, because this is what I am. This is what I'm doing now. And so now I know now, not everybody's going to be able to accept my energy, because that is what I have been always like afraid of. Because when I saw them question me, like you said this, you said that, blah, blah, blah. And I go, oh, and it made them uncomfortable, and it started back in my childhood with my mom. I could not be happy because she wasn't happy. So I knew that I had to lower it down, because it's just something that I had to acknowledge, you know what I mean? But when she was happy, then I could be happy. So I had to monitor my happiness. Do you understand? And when she wanted to do something that was something that I wasn't allowed to do, very much not allowed to do. When she decided she's going to do it, then we all had to do it at that moment. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. So this is a pattern that I took on, realizing when I'm around people, I can feel their energy. I feel energy, right? So then I go, oh, I've got to shrink back because now they're getting uncomfortable. They're getting uncomfortable. And when they got uncomfortable, I got uncomfortable. And then I shrink back. Then I'm not myself. And I'm angry about that. And I'm not enjoying myself. No matter what kind of party, no matter what my environment I'm in, I'm not happy. I'm not enjoying it. And that's why I rather be alone. And that's what I decided to rather be alone, that I can feel my own joy and being what I'm choosing and what I'm liking. And the energy that comes now to me, I know I get celebrated in a way that I can be me. And I'm not questioning it, and I'm not, and I need to prove it. Don't need to prove it anymore. And so I feel that's what I have right now. That it's a gift. Literally, I can put it like that. It's a gift. Because now I'm being my truth. I am being my truth. And you know, when you say about power, a lot of people are scared of their power. We all are, because it's so massive when you really get into that understanding. And it scares other people. It does scare other people because they are where they are consciously. But that is okay now for me, because I allow now myself to understand. I have a lot of learning still to do, always, to know what energy and to level up the melody of letting them know it's okay. You know, there's no, it's okay. It's just music. We're just playing music here. It's the orchestra of just saying, boom, 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 ting, 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 doon, 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 dun, dun, dun. It's all okay, all the melodies. But when we come together, gathering consciously, we can play music and we can dance. And that's the dance of life I'm experiencing right now.
Boom.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
And it takes a lot of, I know it takes power for people that need to be very in their own power to receive my power, because I denied my power. I was whipped down, beaten down because I had power. It's not that it's coming from yesterday or last week or too far. I've always had this, but it was whipped out of me. And I mean that. I was whipped out of it. And I put a lot of pressure on myself because I was living somebody else's pressure of their expectations, because they didn't succeed. Because they didn't succeed, they saw something in them, in me, and that was not acceptable. Because I had to be molded, literally molded. And I had to fight for it. I had to fight for survival. I had to fight for this understanding that I can now be the character.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to go deliver some happily married coffee. So
that's a good service there.
That's right.
I'll just share one more thing before we go. Yeah, people can be very jealous of our energy because they don't have energy, and maybe because they're wasting their energy. So you see you having so much energy, then it offends them because they're like, how can she have so much energy? And like she's, you know, for them, maybe it's be like, she's wasting energy, but she still has so much energy. Instead than learning from you and be like, oh, what's Nikki's doing? Oh, well, she exercises every day. She eats well. She does this. She does that. And oh, maybe that's not what I'm doing. So maybe that's the key to have more energy. So yeah, this picture.
Pascal, you said it. That's it. That's what it is. And that's what I learned from others, you know, because if I want what somebody, not what I want, but what I want to learn, I look at people that have succeeded or doing what I know. That is why the environment that you're in and what you're doing and how you're doing it,
Sure.
This is what it is. And this is why I'm here. Right here, right now. I'm practicing who I'm becoming in this time, in this now moment. Like I am literally doing what I am doing, becoming the person that I am becoming, do right now. And I'm ready to do the work. I'm not afraid of work. I've worked from the age of 12. I know work. But I need no more proving. There's no more proving. I'm just being. I'm just going to be. And I repeatedly say this, I stand on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah, I only see this pattern because I see it of myself. I used to be a very jealous person.
Yeah.
Very jealous person. And not because they had more energy than me, but more like they had more success than me.
Yeah.
And I wanted what they have.
Yeah.
Right?
But
instead
you know where jealousy comes
from,
right?
From them.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Instead than learning from them, I was trying to bring people down. So they're at the same level as me.
Yeah, because it's a mirror reflection. It's a mirror reflection. You know, you see what you want to see. And when you see something that you are not having it, that's why jealousy is a desire. It's a block. It's just a block of desire because you're desiring that. You want that. But because you don't have it, that's when the enviness comes into it. Jealousy will eat you from the inside out. Eh? It's pure poison. Eh? Jealousy. It's poison.
Yeah, it's a very low
It's
energy.
toxic. It's so toxic that it'll eat you out. And that's why jealousy is just a desire. It's blocking you. Because what you see in others, you don't see in yourself because we're all mirroring each other here. You see, I honor and salute and celebrate you because I see me in you. I don't see you separated from me anymore. I see myself in you and I see myself in Jessie. I'm talking about this call now, who's on this call. I see myself. I don't see, that's it. And when I leave this call, this is my daily bread. I live on this. This is what makes me better. Honestly, because we should strive to be better every single day, the best version of ourselves, every moment of every waking day. No one is better than the next one. God says, I'm not a respecter of persons. What I do for one, I do for another. It's because of your thinking. It's your thinking. Line up your thinking. Know what you're thinking. Because what you think is who you are. Think what you're thinking. What's your thoughts? Because your thoughts will become your actions eventually. So there's no competition here with me. I don't have competition with anybody. And I've said that for years and I've had to learn that. because I had 4 other sisters that I had to compete with my whole life. And I had to stand in front of my father that I knew there was going to be consequences, but I had to look at his face, and I had to look at him and say, I'm not Yvette, I'm not Debbie, I'm not Mo, and I'm not Becky. I am Nikki. You see this? I am Nikki. And if you're going to beat me down to that, fine, I'll take the beating, but I will not stand for it any longer. And I was in my right 14, 15 years old when I'm saying this to my dad, eh? It's no joke, eh? And trust me, my dad did not have that to talk back at him. You do not talk back to him. Ever. Ever. Wrong or right, never. And that belt came out, boy. Trust me. And that was it. That was the end of that. So nobody's going to come tell me anymore. Why are you like this? Why are you like that? And if you have a problem, then it's your problem. It's not mine. You don't bring your problems to me. This is my power. This is now. I'm standing on the shoulders of giants that speak life into me. That when I leave, I know that I can just follow through what I'm choosing and what I'm creating. Because till you live in my shoes, till you know who I am really and lived in my shoes, then you can come speak to me. Otherwise, don't come speak to me. You know nothing about me. You don't know me. You just see the end results. But that took a lifetime of practice. And I will keep on practicing. So that's it, you know? I'm all about encouragement, uplifting, and helping others in a way that I can possibly, but you can't help everybody if they don't want help. And that you got to accept. Because if you do it long enough, people will follow it. Eventually, I'm talking about eventually, they will see that, oh, this is real. This is like, oh, this is what it is. And this is what we're doing right now. We are literally going to the front and putting ourselves out there. And it's painful. Not everybody can do this. It's really, really painful. It takes a warrior, a real fighter. When I say fighter, you fight in the spirit, like stand firm with all your armor and say, it's okay. You can throw all the arrows to me. You can show the insults, the criticism, the gossiping, the slandering, whatever it is, not accepting, not liking, not inviting me, not wishing me, not this, not, it's okay. I will stand. I will stand. I will stand for you and me. And this is what love is. This is what I came here for. To stand. To be the example. This little girl that was told with so many things who I was and who I had to be. I had to fight all of those things. Literally had to fight it. And I can now stand and I can just be a witness to my family, to my sisters, my all 4 sisters that love me, that adore me, that literally are so grateful for me to be their friend, because that's what I wanted, to be my sister's friends, not their sisters, because family by chance, but friends by choice. You choose your friends. You choose your friends. And those are my friends. And to hear each and every one of them wish me yesterday, I knew they were speaking from their heart. This was not just words. This was from the heart. And I could feel that. And I could say, wow, I completed this, because from a young girl, I wanted my sisters to be my friends. And that was literally a choice I was choosing from a very young age. wanted my sisters to be my friends. And today, my elder sister, my second elder sister, my third and my youngest, they're my best friends. Like literally, and I'm honored to call them my sisters too. You know, and that's my completion. Because from the age of 12, I had to I had to uncover the sabotage, the dysfunctional, and I knew that this was not right. It was not right, but they couldn't support me because they were afraid. If they stepped out of line, they will be punished. Yeah, they literally would be punished for it. And so they were afraid. We lived in, it's just so fearful. But I pursued and pursued and pursued, and I was alone in this journey. But here it comes. And I'm talking about poverty, I'm talking about everything. And then my third older sister, you know, all these things. How did you overcome this? How did you do this? How did you do that? But they watched me through the years. They watched me. and then through that, they could see, oh wow, you came over adversity, Nikki, obstacles, you know. I mean, you know the story, you know, I don't have to repeat it, you know, I'm not going to repeat it, carrying on about schooling, etc. and everything. I was labeled, you know, it was just, I was like good as a vegetable. They told me I'm a vegetable. I'm never gonna succeed. They told my parents, just you could just put her in an institution because you're not going to be able to, she's not teachable. Can you cope? So yeah, you can throw all your darts at me now, but I'll just shield them. Because they're not piercing inside me anymore. I'm not bleeding for anybody anymore. Does that make sense? I'm not bleeding for you. I paid my dues. I've really paid my dues. And for me to be the creator and to say, wow, this is what it is for me. And if there's anything personal and private, that is personal and private. And that takes a lot of courage to say. I'm just giving that understanding. But because I can be in a safe place of knowing that even if it is received or doesn't receive, I need to hear that. I need to hear that. I need to be proud of me. I'm not asking any validation or praise or look at you, Nikki, you saw this. No. I know this. I've lived it. Are you still there? Huh.
Yeah, I am. I'm just working away. I was listening. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah. I really like your share. Yeah, I'm still processing what could I do to create? And to me, it's still a little bit limiting for me, because it might be a pattern of mine, but could means maybe I'm doing something like it's limiting in the sense that maybe I don't have the resource, like I don't have the money, I don't have like the knowledge, not enough, you know. So I like better using what am I going to create, and that includes my could.
Or would you like? What would you like? What would you like to create?
Or would I love?
Just because you love it. Just because you love it.
Yeah,
you know?
it comes down to that.
Yeah, it is. You know, that's so, yeah, liberating, freeing. Just because you love it, like you just love it. You know.
But if you use could, that just means that you don't have any limiting belief in front of it. And that's awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah. Well, in the lenses, they have what would you like? What would you like? What could you do? And what would you do? And the could is unlimited. It's that you can just write anything you just want. The choosing. Just because you could, you know?
Yeah.
And what would you like? They ask you to do five of what you would do, because then you got to commit to that and stick with that. You know, that's why they say don't make more than 5 of what would you do. Like, what would you do?
Right.
You know? Yeah. And that's yeah. And then of course the wins, that I think is very powerful to know what your wins are. So when you wake up, before you go to bed, you say, what was my wins today? Like, you know, that I can say, I can celebrate that. Because you cannot do something if you're having resistance to it, right? You cannot do something if you don't like your body. You can't really go and love something that needs that for you to do, you know? So it starts with you in that sense of what you're choosing. But being in love with you, like you say, self-love. Because if you look at yourself in the mirror, you can't say you love, you know, yeah, it's like how you say it. It will come to me, but you can't hate what you don't love. Do you follow what I mean? Can't do something that you hate, you don't love it. Yeah? So you got to just allow yourself to have that love for it. Does that make sense? Do you understand?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
I like to picture it. That's what I love to do. Right?
Yeah.
I love transform every word in a picture. Yeah, that's still process. It's still process, because some people talk really fast, and I'm like, how can I put it together? Right?
Yeah. Right. So true. Yeah.
But yeah, it gives me a deeper understanding of what they're saying.
Oh yeah.
Because our mind will always speak with pictures, right? So if the picture comes up, then I will understand it better than just hearing the words.
Oh, beautiful. Well, I got to tell you guys, I got to tell you, man, I'm standing on the shoulders of giants, man. I'm like, wow. I'm sailing. I'm up there in the sky, flying. I'm like a bird flying, and I got to actually go celebrate somebody else's birthday today, and so I'm going to go get ready to meet up with her, and I just want to say, what an opportunity, what an honor, what a privilege, what a blessing, what a gift. It's been absolutely, and will continue, expanding and growing together. And I can tell you that this is everything in my absolute being I've always chosen for. And I get to be with people that I can really, just explore with and have fun, and the good, the bad, and the ugly, because you've heard my cries. I've cried, and I've shared something very personal, because I'm a very private person, and I am a private person. You talk about not sharing your baby. Oh my God, this is deep. I never thought I've never shared this. I've never shared this with anybody. Like literally my whole life, even my own husband, I've never shared this. Like never. But he's starting to explore this too now, and he's like quite interested. You know, oh wow. Because
it's funny when we change people.
Yeah.
People around us change.
He's starting to really see, like, oh wow, you're not a tough cookie, hey? You got a heart, hey? You got a heart.
Yeah.
And he's starting to see that, and he's starting to appreciate it. And I'm very grateful for that, because we're both very strong and quite stubborn.
And for me, like crying is only simply it's just opening your heart.
Oh, I felt that the other day when I really cried. I was quite exhausted afterwards, because I felt it from my belly, right from my sacral, right down to the root chakra. It was like a fire that came out of me. Like I felt the burn. When you cry, it's like that hot, like cry and the burn. A fire came inside me, and I felt it releasing out of my heart. And as it came out, I felt my ears like really flaming up, like really like hot, and was red, and was like fire. And I thought, oh my God, I'm feeling heat here. So much heat. I thought, what's going on? Because it was like quite something, because it's like this, that feeling like, like jumping off a cliff, like, and it was like, and I let it out, and I thought, oh my God. And for a split second, I just thought, wait a minute, what did I just do? Like, what did I just do there? But then I said, it's okay, because this is me showing up. This is me. So I was just allowing that. But I was very tired emotionally. I was physically tired too. Yeah, I was, I was. And I get, okay. But I think it was something that I had to let go of, and this is where, it's just energy releasing, old, letting in the old.
Yeah, I think like
bringing in the new
energy that you care to keep. And when you open up your heart, then that's when you cried it out.
I cried it out. I did cry it out.
Right.
I don't even want to listen to the replay, because I would be embarrassed. But
there's nothing to be embarrassed of. It's just being a human being.
Yeah, and I think that's growth. You can like allow yourself to express all emotions, and I just personally feel that this is very important for a person to feel, because I wasn't allowed to feel, and I had to suppress it, and it built up with a lot of anger. So I understand my outbursts of very strong and very aggressive, and I come out very like, no, but it's just my internal of coming through my life and my experience. And it's unfortunately I have to now really be able to be considerate in knowing that it doesn't have to be, because everyone is in different levels and different experiences, and I've not lived their in their, I can only assume, or I can only but I this is where I am now. I understand what I need to be able to know, because the whole experience here with Jesse and you and I, and this going to the next level, is allowing people to experience that they can come, and there's just a way of learning to be, and when you have a little bit more experience, then you should be able to give that with love, and compassion. that they can feel, that they can feel good, because it's what they want to feel. You want to feel good. And so it's the tone, and I'm very conscious now, very conscious about my tone, how I'm going to speak. Because I came in very innocent, you know, of sharing my experience, and I hear that, and that's okay. But now I'm on a whole different level of realizing that had to fall away, and I had to have the right people that I could share that with. Now that I feel that this is something that I've worked through, I can now be centered and listening. You know, listening. Because you teach what you learn. So when you're teaching, you're actually learning. You're learning as you go along, as you're experiencing it for yourself. And when you experience it for yourself, not everybody's going to be there. But when they later on, they're going to experience it eventually. And when they experience it eventually, that's where growth comes. That's where change comes. Because you were committed in following through. This is why completion is important. We celebrate completion, but it's the germination and the stimulation. It's the beginning, the middle, and the end. And when you push through, you get to the end, you celebrate this, you take the wings, you say, thank you very much. But then tomorrow comes and we've got to do it all over again. It's never going to be finished. It's never going to be enough. So why don't we just experience it what it is? Does that make sense? Because it makes sense to me. It's never going to be finished. It's only finished when we're dead. That's when it's going to be finished. So I'm about celebration. I'm about celebrating the wins, the lose, the fail, the ugly, the good, the whatever. Whatever you want to label it. I don't see any labels anymore. I don't see labels. I don't even label myself anymore. I don't even judge myself anymore. I question myself. I question it, but I don't judge. I don't put guilt on me. I don't put shame on me. I've had enough of that my whole life. That does not live in me anymore, the guilt and the shame.
I agree with you.
Yeah, gather.
How I see it.
Let's gather. Let's end. Yes, end.
Mm-hmm.
I just it's celebration, man. It's like,
yeah, that's something to celebrate for sure.
You know? We're alive, you know. We creators. We're here to build each other, and it's so exciting that you're not here by yourself, and it gets so much more. Everything's so much more. It's just everything. Just waking up, you know. I feel that too, Pascal. I wake up with a spring. Like, I'm in love with me, man. I'm in love with life. I cannot wait to be on this call. It's like, are you kidding me? And in the day when I think, oh, things are heavy, because everything's going to come. There's opposition, there's people, there's everything, your thoughts, this and that. But when you think about, oh, no worry. Just think about your conversation or the thing that you experienced at 30 in the morning with Pascal and Jason, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's like everything just starts going, it fills you up again, fills your cup, and go, oh, that's important. Go what matters. Do what matters. What is important? Not the nonsense, that whatever you let your thoughts go. What's important? What is important here? And it's a practice. It's a practice. And I'm going to keep practicing because I like it. I love it. I love practicing. I never liked it in the beginning. My God, did my body resist it? Are you kidding me? You're going to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning? I don't think so. Oh, no, she's up, my dear, up. And so that's the story. I just want to say I completed, and yeah, just so much to digest today, and I thank you for letting me share, because yeah, that's something I've never shared here, and been around for a long time, so I've never shared this. My closest people in my life don't even know that, but I'm okay to I'm okay with everything now.
And that's all that matters.
And that's what matters, because it's liberating.
Mm-hmm.
It's liberating.
It's choice. It's choice.
It's choice. And I understand about the fear, because there's a lot of pain that comes with that.
Yeah.
And the body carries that pain, carries that trauma, until you let it go and know how to deal with it, and to release it. You can rise above.
Yeah, when you say you cannot wait for this call.
Yes. Can you hear my voice? I have to yeah. It's true.
But for me, I can't wait, but no more than 24 hours.
Yes. Love it. Yes. Well, there's a difference of patience. Patience is something, patience is a virtue, right? It's all got to do with patience. People get very impatient, and that's okay when I say that, but I'm not talking about I can't wait. Of course I can wait. I've waited my whole life. It's how I've waited. It's because of my attitude, It's the same with the garden. You sow the seed, but you have to wait, and that waiting is the harvest to come. But you have to wait with a good attitude. That's the secret, your attitude. So you wait for the harvest to come, and with a good attitude. How are you waiting? How are you waiting? Yeah, how are you waiting?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, except for Sunday, because usually Sunday I usually have a call in the morning with the Mighty Group. So that's the only time that I don't join. And it's because they're still bringing me, you would say, like more than just knowledge. It's just, they're bringing me energy. So the way I calculate my energy is like, I have to be in my body before the call and and sense like, okay, that's how I feel. Okay. And then after the call, if my energy is down, that means it's not feeding my energy. It's not uplifting me. Then I will drop the call. Right. And then I cannot base it on just the one call. Right. But in general. So when the call on Sunday won't bring me this, then I will drop it.
Right.
So, yeah.
But
at the most, I'll wait 48 hours.
Yeah. But in my life, what I have learned, because I've had to wait for everything, nothing came easy for me, right? So I had to wait, and I just came to understand that when I sow the seed, there's obviously that time of harvesting. You have to wait, and in that waiting, I'm saying in general, you wait with a good attitude. It's how are you waiting for it, and then the harvest comes, because the harvest is going to come. But as you ask yourself how you're going to wait, with what and for me was my attitude. I wait with a good attitude, and that is relaxing. That is focus, observing, relax.
And the question is, why do we have to wait? Because I'll just share something like, when I noticed that like Jesse wasn't doing like his session anymore, I could have just wait and see maybe like he would have come back, on the mighty group. But I would have waited for no reason, really. So I took action and I reached out to him. And that's why I'm here. So yeah, we could wait for things to happen to us, but it's a slow process, and you might wait for no reason because the person or the event won't never show up.
Well, I can just say that I'm glad that I waited with the right attitude. When I say wait, because it's a metaphor that I look at it like it's just attitude. It's my attitude, and now that I can reap a harvest, because my harvest is here. I've had to sow my seed, and I've had to water it, and I've had to give it enough sunshine, and I've had to keep the soil nice and, be a good gardener. And I waited, and I didn't, everybody wants a quick fix, and it doesn't happen like that. And you've got to do things for a long time. And it's very teasy. It's very hard. Let's just get down to it. It's very hard. It's very, very hard. If I see Jesse's son, what he does on that, on the pole, that's swinging like that, and then hold his body in a 90 degree, and then his legs 90 degree. Let me tell you, that, my dear, takes a lot of work. That's work. That is like full-on discipline, consistent discipline. But he had to. It doesn't mean that he has a good attitude. It doesn't mean that it's going to wake up and go, "Oh, I'm going to do this." Wonderful. No, he does it because he knows this is what he's doing. This is what it's done. What needs to be done. It's an attitude. And so that's what I look at my life. It was like how I was waiting. It's with a good attitude, because I would not be reaping my harvest now. And did my harvest come the way I wanted it to come, when I wanted it to come? No. I've had to wait. But I waited with a good attitude, and I waited doing what I needed to do to know that there's things that if I had to go forward, I had to let go of, because it wasn't serving me. It wasn't serving me personally. I was a very angry, hurt person. Felt much of a misunderstood my whole life. It was just so like, are you kidding me? And now I can unfold it in a way that it can be gentle. It can be soft. It doesn't have to be so harsh. It doesn't have to be so rigid. I can soften it with gentleness. And I feel my gentleness has come. It really has. I felt it yesterday, and I feel it now. And I feel it when I get off this call, and I'm going to feel it for the rest of the day, because I'm gentle with me. I'm kind to me. I love me. I love all parts of me. I love the way I learn. I love the way I make mistakes. I just love me. I love everybody in my life, who's coming, who's not coming. I love. That's just who I am. And to be in that place of saying, I am love. This is who I am. This is my identity. So whoever wants to point fingers and say whatever, that's your perception. That's your opinion. That's fine. But I don't need to prove that anymore. I want to stand in my love. I'm going to put the armor of God on, the helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness, belt of truth, shoes of peace, and sword, the word of God, and the shield of faith. I'm armored. I'm fully armed. I'm not here to protect myself, not here to prove myself. I'm here to say, I know now what I can give, because I have been a giver my whole life. But unfortunately, there were takers. And I was in a position that didn't know any better. So I was hurt. I was hurt. But now I can say, my heart is not broken. I'm not broken. I am whole and I am complete. And whoever wants to be in my life now, they will know that they are whole and they are complete and they are loved. And that's my message. That's my message.
Yeah, I'll go back to the waiting with good attitude. It seems an obvious one, and I love it, but not an easy one.
No,
right?
It's not easy. I didn't say it was easy. It's very hard.
No, it's a lot of practice.
Very, very hard. It's a lot of practice.
But I think I've got like a better question instead than like why are we waiting? I can't remember what I said, but like.
Yeah, you say why we're waiting. No, you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait.
Yeah, why we're waiting. But I've got a better one, I think.
Tell me.
What are we waiting for?
Mm.
Because sometimes you're in the lineup, like say at the post office, and you have to wait.
Mm. But it's also
There's
how
no
you're going to
way.
wait. But how are you going to wait? Are you going to complain?
But how are you going to wait? Yeah.
Or are you going to stand there?
Or not?
And that's what we're talking about. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. It's how are you going to wait? How are you going to wait? You can bitch and complain, but it's how you wait.
Yeah. But if you're waiting for, say that, yeah, for sure. It's
the same with your wife. You know, she's having a baby. How is she waiting? Is she complaining? Of course she's going to, but she's waiting with expectation, knowing that she's going to birth a child soon. So she knows there's going to be pain. She knows that he's going to kick her. She knows that he's going to like move around and it's not going to be comfortable. She knows that her appetite's going to change and she wants something savory, something sweet. She knows that she maybe need more sleep. She knows all these things, but she's waiting with expectation, knowing that she's going to birth a child. And this is the process. And this is what I'm trying to say. We all want the birth, but we don't want the process. We all want the goal, but we don't want to do it. That's simple. That's simple. That's it. Don't cushion it. Don't sugarcoat it. That's it. We make it complicated. And that's when people get jealous because they're looking what they want, but they're not really to do it with a good attitude and consistently knowing that when you do get to where you want to be, you don't get celebrated because there's people that want to be there and they're not. And that's why you can't be around people that does not serve you for your highest good because they will drag you down. And you'll have to prove it and keep proving it and putting your energy to that. No, I don't put my energy into that. This is who and this is what it is. And it's not easy. It's not meant to be easy. That's why if it was easy, Pascal, we would all be doing it. This is what makes practice. This is what showing up is all about. Show me by your behavior is the highest form of information. Don't come tell me. You can tell me till the cows come home. But if I don't feel it, and I can't see it in a way of you being fit, because it's a physical thing, right? Somebody can say they love you all your life, but they're wasting your time because they've never allowed themselves to say, okay, I hear you, I feel you. I'm going to like at least understand that I can meet you halfway. But if there's no change, you're wasting your time. That's wasting time. if you don't see change. So yeah, that's what I mean by fighting your battles. Know who you want to put your energy to, where you want to put your power to. Because there is blood-sucking leeches out there. Eh? They'll suck the life out of you. You're trying to figure everything out. No, I don't figure anything out anymore. I see it for what it is. And that's where love comes into it. That's where self-love comes into it. And it's time. It's just time. It's time to create now.
Yeah.
To build.
I love how our conversation goes. You know, we built a foundation in the beginning.
This is so powerful. It's like you want to talk about getting to the next level. We're on top of the roof now, baby. We are creating like it's no one's business.
Rising above.
We are rising above. And this is what the collective, this is what we as humans need to know and have pure understanding from every level of consciousness, that they can come and know that we are mature enough to hold them, to weigh their words, to say it's okay. We hear you, we see you, you loved, you appreciated. All is well, all is well, all is well. And I promise you, when people have that, you give them the key to their own life, to unlock their own potential, to let them be who they're choosing to be, not what you're telling them. But this has to be my discovery in these calls. You have unlocked my potential. You have unlocked my heart. I'm very careful who I give my heart to. I'm grateful for this. It is my gift. It's my gift, and I honor that, and I just want to give back. I just want to give back. And I'm so excited for what's to come. What's coming and is what is now. Today, I celebrate everything. It's like the most epic. It's the most, it's just, I have no words. I'm going to stop because it's just breathe in, breathe out. Breathe the universe out. Just breathe it in, breathe it out, breathe it in, breathe it out, breathe it in, breathe it out. And just imagine and create and love. It's like, this is what it is, you know? And so I thank you for letting me unleash my potential, my heart. And, you know, I'm not afraid. And I want to say that boldly. I'm not afraid. I'll do it with fear. I will do it with fear. My knees will shake, my throat will get dry, you know, but I'm going to do it afraid. But I don't fear anymore. I don't fear man. I don't fear man, because I'm here to please God, my higher self. And when I have that intention, no matter what opposition, whatever comes to me, and I go, okay, I'm okay. I'm okay to say, this is my calling now. And this is what I have to do. I choose to do it. Because I know where I belong. I know where I belong. And to have that understanding, that's all I need. So thank you. And you can obviously hear that so many times. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to be thanking you for the rest of all days that I live. Thank you. Because this is the experience that I want to experience. This is what makes me grow and be better with myself, with others, with everything, with life. I'm looking at, and I'm looking at it, we have a very cold day today, -7. I'm just saying, very cold, very cold. But I see the sunshine. I see the light. And I know how to dress for it. I know how to put my hat, my scarf, my gloves, lay it up, and I'm ready. I'm ready to celebrate and to drive an hour to 2 hours to go to my friend's home to celebrate her birthday. Now that's
I'm thank you guys. I've really
Thank
enjoyed
you.
this morning.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm gonna finish
Thank
making
you.
breakfast. Bye,
Me
guys.
too. Okay. Bye. Love you.
Yeah, I'll
Love you.
just share one thing. Is that all right?
Yeah, go for it.
Like disappointment, like with birthday and stuff, like, cause I heard my wife one time, like she was like, I was so disappointed with my birthday. And to me, what came in mind and be like, did you create it? Because if you create it, you can't be disappointed. Right. So yeah, I'll end that on that.
Beautiful.
Thank
Beautiful,
you everybody
Pascal.
for allowing me to learn a part of me even deeper.
Yeah, I love it
And
too. I love it too.
I
Thank you.
couldn't do it alone. So
I
hopefully
can't either.
I service you guys as much as
You
I
did.
service myself.
You really do. You really do. You really, really, really do. Like deeper than deep. Oh, yeah. It's just epic. It's just epic. I'm very, very grateful. Very, very grateful.
I love our dynamic.
Yeah, I love it.
There's a lot of info. There's a lot of sharing. There's a lot of wisdom, and it's like, oh, that people want to hear that. So I really enjoy it.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah, it's going to reach a lot of people.
Yeah, same here.
A lot of people are going to resonate. They're going to resonate to this because this is real. This is real talk. Spread the love,
All right,
baby.
guys.
Spread the love.
Yeah,
Love
my
you
potatoes are burning.
guys. Me too.
All right.
Bye.
Have a